Hello dear student, I'm back again with new lesson. Now, today's lesson we will learn what's a real number and what's the family of real number. If you look at this family of real number, and I will explain each of them. Now we start with natural number. What's natural number? Natural number start with 1 until positive infinity. Now if we have a number from 1 until positive infinity, we can say it's natural number. And what's whole number? Whole number start with 0 until positive infinity. Now the difference point that between natural number and whole number is natural number start with 1 until positive infinity, and whole number start is 0 until positive infinity. Okay. Now what's integer number? And the type of real number, is integer number. Now, what's integer number? Integer number start with negative infinity until positive infinity. Okay, and rational number. Now we have two type of real number. Is one of them is rational number and irrational number. Now, first one we talk about what's rational number. Any number can be written as a over b doesn't equal 0 is a rational number. For example, 1 over 2 negative 3 over 4 12 over 20 are all rational number. But look at a over b is undefined. If we have a number over 0, we call it undefined. And if denominator is 0, then the number is undefined, and it's not real. It's a case of not real. One of the case of not real is if we have a number of, over 0, we call it unreal. And now we need to know what's irrational number. Irrational number, the square root of non-perfect square are irrational numbers. Now, I'll repeat it again, the square root of non-perfect square. Non-perfect square. If we have a square root of non-perfect square, so we can say it's irrational numbers. Now, if we look at this square root, we can see the square root of 15 because 15 is not perfect square. Why 15 is not perfect square? If you look at the list of perfect square, we said 1, 4, 9, 16, 25 until the end is perfect square. That's the list of perfect square because perfect square is a number from multiply two identical number. For example, if we look at 4, we can get 2 times 2, we get 4. 2 times 2, we get 4. 3 times 3, we get 9. 4 times 4, we get 16. And 5 times 5, we get 25. And 7 times 7, we get 49. So because so we get 1 until these numbers are perfect square. Why? Because we can get from multiply two identical numbers. So because 15 is not perfect square, so we can say the square root of 15 is irrational number, and square root 12 is the same because 12 is not perfect square. As we said, the square root of non-perfect square is irrational number. So the square root of 12 is irrational number, and the square root of 20 is the same. Now, real number. Real number include rational number like positive and negative integer and fraction, and irrational number are all real number. Note, the square root of negative number, it's not real. Now, it's the second case of not real. For not real, we have two cases. One of them, for not real, we have two cases. One of them is if we have a number over 0. If we have a number over 0, directly we say it's not real. And the second case is if we have negative number inside the square root. These two cases is not real. Okay, it's so important that you have to know. Okay, now okay, Okay. Okay. Now I'm gonna do question 1. Write all names that apply to each number. First one, square root of 3. Because 3 is not perfect square, as we said by the definition of irrational number, we say the square root of non-perfect square is irrational. So because 3 is not perfect square, so the square root of 3 is irrational. And it's real because it's not 2 case. And negative 52.28 because we have decimal number, so we can see this it's rational number and it's real. If you look at square root 16 over 4, square root 16 over 4. Now, the square root of 16 over 4, we get what? Square root 16, because 16 is perfect square, is 4. And over 4, we get what? We get 1. 1 is natural number, and integer, rational number, and real. The square root of 18, it's like 8, it's like square root of 3, because 8 is not perfect square, so it's irrational number. Now, question 2. Question 2. Okay. Question 2. Say if each number is rational, irrational, and not real. Square root 15, it's rational or not real? Because 15 is not perfect square, and by the definition of irrational, so we said the square root of non-perfect square is irrational, so 15 is irrational. And we have 3 over 0. I explained, we said if we have a number over 0, it's not real. So 3 over 0 is not real. And the square root of negative 13, because we have negative number inside the square root, so it's not real. But look at D. Look at D. We have the square root. We have the square root negative 8 over negative 2. Times negative 2, I mean. Okay, negative times negative, we get positive. And 8 times 2, we get 16. Now we have the square root of 16. The square root of 16 is 4. So 4 is what? 4 is rational number and real number, all the same. 1 over 9. 1 over 9. Look at square root 1 over 9. Square root 1 over 9, we get square root 1 over square root 9. We get 1 over 3. 1 over 3, it's rational number. And question 3. Look. One of the most important question is question 3. Find a real number between 1 over 3 and 2 over 3. If the question is find a real number between two numbers, what should we do? We have to add these numbers together. Then the result divided by 2. We can get the number between them. For example, if we have two integer numbers like 7 and 9. Okay. What's the integer number between 7 and 9? It's easy, right? We can say directly 8 is between 7 and 9. How? Now, look. As we said, we have to add these numbers together, then divide by 2. 7 plus 9, we get 16. Divided by 2, we get 8. Now, the integer between 7 and 9 is 8. But if we have mixed number, how can you find directly? Look, I will explain it. 1 over 3 and 2 over 3. Okay, now, if we have mixed number, how can we add these numbers together? The integer number plus it, then the fraction plus it. 1 plus 1 we get 2. Then 2 plus 1 we get 3 over 3. Okay? We get 3 over 3. Now, how can we divide 3 over 3 divided by 2? Okay, how can we divide it? Okay, look. We have two ways. We can divide both by 2 directly or change to fraction. Okay, 3 times 2, we get 6. Plus 3, we get 9 over. Wait, look. Change mixed number to fraction. 3 times 2, we get 6. Plus 3, we get 9 over 3. Okay? 9 over 3 equal what? We get 3. Okay? How? We multiply 3 by 2, then plus it with 3. We get what? We get 3. Okay. Now, we said when we add these numbers together, we have to divide by 2. Okay? Now, you have to 3 divided by 2. Okay. Now, I will divide 3 by 2. Okay. 3 divided by 2. Okay? 3 divided by 2. How many 2 in 3? 1. 1 times 2, we get 2. 1. Okay? Because 1 is less than 2, so it's remainder. So, the right answer is 1 over 2. Now, the real number between 1 over 3 and 2 over 3 is what? 1 over 2. Now, 1 over 2 is a real number that between 1 over 3 and 2 over 3. Okay. Okay. Now I'm gonna do solve some Nishtimani question. Look at question 1. Now look at question 1. Which name apply to the number square root 4 over 0? Because we have a number over 0 directly, it's not real. So D is the right answer. And look at question 2. For what value of x the value of square root x minus 9 is a real number? Now it means instead of which value of x, right, we get real number. Now, if we look at A, A is x greater than or equal negative 19. Okay, now which number is greater than or equal 19? We know, for example, negative 17 is greater than 19. Now, substitute negative 17 with x to test it's real or not real. Okay, now, negative 17 plus minus 19, we get negative 36. Because we have negative number inside the square root, so it's not real. So A is not correct answer. It's not correct answer. Okay? Then, okay, now I'm gonna test question, test B. X less than or equal negative 19. Which number is less than or equal negative 19? For example, it's negative 20. Negative 20 is less than negative 19. Now, we have to substitute with square root x minus 19. Now, negative 20, negative 19, directly we get negative number, okay? Negative 39. Because we have negative number inside the square root, it means it's not real. So, it's not right answer. Now, test C. I'll test answer C. Okay. Now, x greater than or equal 19, positive 19, I mean. Okay, which number is greater than 19, 20, 21 until positive infinity? Now we have, for example, if we test, we write to 20, for example. Now, 20 minus 19, okay, we get 1. And the square root 1 equal 1. Okay, the square root 1 is 1. And if you look at 1, we get positive 1. We have two tests for not real. We said if we have a number over 0 and if we have negative number inside the square root. Because we have positive 1, so it is real number. So the right answer is C. And question 3. Question 3. Which number is irrational number? As we said, irrational number is a number, irrational number is the square root of non-perfect square. Okay, directly if you look at 19, 19 is not perfect square, so and the square root of 19 is irrational number. Question 4. Negative square root 7 is a number which is. Okay, now we said if we have a negative number inside the square root, it's not real. So directly D is a right answer. Question 5. One of these numbers is not real. One of these numbers is not real. We have two cases of for not real. A number over 0 or negative number inside the square root. Look, because we have negative number inside the square root, so directly A is not real. And question 6. Negative square root 36 is a number which is A. Integer, rational and real. B. Irrational and real. C. Not real. D. Undefined. Look. First you have to solve the question. Negative square root 36. Because 36 is perfect square, so directly we can get the answer. Now bring down minus. So the square root of 36 is 6. Now we get negative 30, negative 6. Negative 6 is which type of number? If we go back to first page, look. Negative number is real number. We said a real number include of all of case. And it's integer number because it's not a fraction or decimal number. And what is it? Okay, let me go back. And it's rational number. Why? Because we can write 6 over 1. So the right answer is A. Integer and rational number and real number. Okay. Now, last question is which one does not describe square root 25 plus minus negative 5? The square root of 5 is what? 5. Positive times negative, we get negative 5. 5 minus 5, we get 0. Now, 0 is real number? Yes. It's integer number? Yes. Rational number? Natural number. Okay, let me check. Okay, go back to first page. If you look at first page, I said the difference between natural number and whole number is 0. We have 0 with whole number, but from natural number we don't have 0. So the question said, okay, which name does not apply to or does not describe square root 25 plus minus 5? If you look at D, it said we have natural number, so it's not the right answer. So D is natural number. Now, okay, done. I hope you get benefit with our lesson. Now, I will see you next lesson. Have a great day. Bye bye.